All right, we're here with the first video of the day. We're going to talk a bit about Hunter Biden's emails, some new information. I kind of taken a day off, so kind of catching up on a little bit of information from yesterday and a bit from today. We got up first from Daily Caller, since pretty much only independent sources are actually trying to do any sort of journalism and cover Hunter Biden's emails. So we got from the Daily Caller here, report, Hunter Biden business partner confirms authenticity of email after about deal with Chinese company. One of the recipients on an email chain with Hunter Biden that was published earlier this week has authenticated the document, Fox News reported. The email in question, which is dated March 13, 2017, purportedly shows a business partner of Biden's discussing remuneration packages for participants in a deal involving CEFC China Energy, a Chinese energy company that was owned at the time by Yi Jianming. The New York Post published portions of the email on Thursday as part of a series of stories based on documents purportedly from Biden's laptop. Some Democrats have questioned the authenticity of emails published by the Post, but according to Fox News, a person copied on the March 13, 2017 email confirmed that the published document is authentic. Fox News did not identify which of the people on the email thread confirmed its authenticity. The Daily Caller News Foundation reached out to everyone on the thread but did not receive any responses. Hunter Biden is identified as chair/vice chair depending on agreement with CEFC. In the email, it also says that Hunter has some office expectations he will elaborate. The author of the email also included a proposed breakdown of payments, including 20 for H and the notation 10 held by for the big guy. According to Fox News sources, said that the big guy is a reference to Joe Biden. Kind of seems so, considering H would pretty much just be Hunter Biden. But I don't know why they wouldn't just say HB, considering everyone else kind of pretty much had their initials put in there. Seems a little weird, but maybe they just didn't want their initials put in there because they're more, influential than everyone else in that email. The Biden campaign and Hunter Biden have not disputed the authenticity of the emails released so far. Instead, they have dismissed the publication of the documents as a smear campaign orchestrated by Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani. And yeah, we have, Biden was going out. Yesterday, a journalist had actually asked about the emails, and Biden was just like, it's a smear campaign. I knew you were going to talk about this. Oh, you're just trying to get me. It's like, it's kind of a smear campaign, yes, but you're also probably wrong in all of, you're probably to blame for all of this. Like the Hunter Biden email stuff specifically. I mean, he seemed to be taking in 50% of Hunter Biden's salary based on what he was getting during his business deals that, have any influential treatment over Joe Biden being vice president. So we'll move on to the next article then. GOP senator presses FBI director over handling of alleged Hunter Biden laptop. The chairman of Senate committee pressed FBI Director Christopher Wray for details of the Bureau's handling of Hunter Biden's laptop. A couple of sources are saying about this. We got Daily Caller and Fox News saying this. Show you there. There's Fox News. Senator Ron Johnson asked Wray whether the FBI has investigated both the contents of Biden's laptop and the claims made by a Delaware computer shop owner who claims he turned the device over to investigations last year. Johnson's committee met with the shop owner earlier this month. The Republican said the FBI has declined to inform the committee whether there are inconsistencies in the shop owner's story or if any foreign governments are involved in the Biden email saga. They're trying to claim Russian interference. They're going to try to claim that the computer shop repair guy is a Russian. They're trying to say a bunch of people are Russian. Rudy Giuliani has been meeting with Russians. They keep saying Russians, and I'm sorry, but dude, that Russian narrative has completely fallen apart, and nobody really believes Russians anymore, except for, the complete, utter fringe of the far left. Senator Ron Johnson said in a letter on Saturday that the FBI has declined to provide insight into its handling of a laptop reportedly belonging to Hunter Biden. The FBI had it since December, and the guy kind of freaked out, thinking he might actually be, suicided or killed by the FBI or somebody over the emails, and so he sent him over to Rudy Giuliani, who we know then, after, a few months, probably trying to make sure they're verified. Found out they were verified, found out all the information probably needed, and then kind of went with it when it was, time to. I guess you kind of have to time it with something that's probably trying to go against you, or just everything's always about timing. It's always about timing. That's the whole key in strategy. Investigators on the Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee, which Johnson chairs, have met with a computer shop owner who says he obtained the laptop last year. In a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray, Johnson asked whether the owner, John Paul Mac Isaac, provided accurate information about his handling of the computer and his interactions with the FBI. The Wisconsin Republican is also asking whether the FBI has investigated the contents of the purported Biden laptop and whether investigators have found evidence of any criminal wrongdoing. It seems on Hunter Biden's part there's a lot of criminal wrongdoing. Apparently there's also a receipt signed. That's one of the new information as well. From the computer repair shop, kind of claiming some more authenticity for it. Considering from this one here, oops. He's kind of got flipped around a little. Considering Fox News' website, I guess, or article doesn't really specify who on the email makes it authentic, so it's Fox. You got to give me more information there before you just come out with an article like that. I'm sorry, I can't be biased on this part. You gotta give me the proper information. You gotta make sure you give me full information. You can't just be like anonymous or you just gotta trust us. You gotta trust us, dude. I'm sorry, I don't trust any news source. I don't care what side of the political aisle it is on. Middle, left, right, center, middle. I don't care whatever a center middle is. Let's move on. Exclusive: Giuliani says it's reasonable to worry about Biden's allies potentially killing people. New York City, Rudy Giuliani says the computer repair shop owner who provided him with a copy of Hunter Biden's alleged hard drive made 4 copies and distributed 2 to friends in case he was killed. Super smart. Everybody knows at this point you need to make a bunch of copies, bunch, and just send them out just in case. Because if you're killed, there's so much more proof that, there's wrongdoing going on. Giuliani, President Donald Trump's personal attorney, made the comments during an exclusive interview with the Daily Caller's senior White House correspondent, Christian Datak, while describing the timeline of how the copy of Biden's alleged hard drive came into his possession. They gave it to the FBI. The FBI took it, the former New York City mayor stated. He told the FBI agent he was afraid of the consequences. The former New York mayor, not, I guess, Bill de Blasio. Giuliani further explained that because Giuliani is the former New York mayor. Sorry, brain fart. Giuliani further explained that the shop owner made copies of the drive, and though he gave the original to the FBI, he held onto 4 copies of it. He gave 2 to his friends. Gave 2 to friends of his in case he was killed. Giuliani continued, "Don't laugh. The presidency is at stake, and we have some very dangerous people involved. I've been in law enforcement long enough to know you don't laugh at that. The reality is he kept 4 copies and gave 2 to friends in case he was killed." And that's just smart. I mean, anybody knows that if you have completely valuable information that needs to get out there, you make a ton of copies and you send them out to people just in case you are killed. Sometimes you can't stop that consequence, and you need to assure that truth keeps living on. That's the thing. You can't let it be buried. That's what I always strive. I strive to find the truth, and of course, I'm gonna try to condone the safety of people who want to show what the government really is, so to speak. It says, though he claimed the information he said he will release in the coming weeks will effectively end Biden's election chances within 10 days of Election Day, he would not commit to ever releasing the hard drive in its entirety to be inspected by the media. Well, of course you don't. You trickle it out. Giuliani says the hard drive originally came into his possession after the Mac shop owner created 4 copies to distribute to his friends. Yep. passed along the original physical hard drive to the FBI and finally handed over the copy in Giuliani's possession to Robert Costello, Giuliani's attorney. Months later. He claims the shop owner attempted to give it to other Republican operatives, but no one would take it. Giuliani claims the hard drive corroborates a tip he received from a confidential informant about a secret meeting between Hunter Biden and former Deputy Secretary of State Tony Blinken at the State Department that violates the Foreign Agents Registration Act. In total, he claims the hard drive includes 6 or 7 FARA violations. Giuliani claimed that text messages sent by Hunter Biden indicate a kickback program where he sent half of his salary back to Joe Biden, which is a Chinese method of corruption. He did not answer questions about whether there were bank documents or other evidence supporting that claim contained on the hard drive. Maybe we'll find out that evidence if they actually put in an investigation. I was like mixing evidence and investigation together in a weird word I can't even probably remember anymore at this point. So then we got Steve Bannon. The Bidens are about to be hit with multiple stories. We have set in motion the various apparatuses to release everything. Earlier this week, the New York Post released shocking emails that prove Hunter Biden introduced his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, to a top executive at the Burisma Ukrainian energy firm. This was a year before the elder Biden pressured government officials in Ukraine into firing a prosecutor who was investigating the company. Hunter Biden left his laptop at a computer shop and then neglected. I want to just get to, the new news. Can you stop being redundant? The contents of the computer included photos of Hunter Biden with prostitutes, crack pipes. You all know that. It says, on Saturday, Steve Bannon sat for an interview with the Revolver. Bannon warned the Biden crime family that there's much more to come from several outlets in the coming days. What is the most incriminating thing on the hard drive? Rudy has suggested illegal things, and as Revolver reported, the FBI person tasked with the hard drive is associated with the child pornography division. Could you give more insight into how bad it is we're talking about? That's one part of information I actually forgot. When it was sent in, to the FBI, it was sent into it's associated with the child pornography division. So it's apparently there might be, child pornography on it, and it could really implicate Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. This is apparently the big information. There was, some news from China that's been talking about it because, it involves CCP. And, oh boy, there's a lot to it that, we don't have the information quite yet, so we can't really give the full context of it. And I think when the information really comes out, then, obviously I'm going to report on it and in as much detail as I can. But right now we have the rumors that there is, child pornography on Hunter Biden's laptop, and it could implicate him in with, possibly Epstein and then put everybody together. It literally could put everything together, and according to Rudy Giuliani, we're not going to get this all information until about 10 days before the election. So that's the timeline we have now. And with that, I'll leave it there. We'll have a couple more videos coming up in a bit. I'll see you then.